beware, beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. I know today's Thursday, so anybody that can prove today's not Thursday, I'll give you $1,000. You can prove to me today's not Thursday, and I'm only saying 1,000 because I could be wrong. I don't mind losing 1,000. I don't want to lose much more. Well, remember, if I tell you a date or a time, I'm an idiot when it comes. Well, I'm an idiot to most things, but date and times I know nothing about. So just check your calendar, check your watch, check your computer. Don't ever. That's the only thing I don't want you to believe me on is dates and times. Everything else, I guarantee you, when I tell you something, it's the way it is. And we've got some breaking stories today. We're going to go out of the box a little bit today. I've got some good friends, a very, very nice lady, Denise Croney, who actually I grew up with in the Roosevelt homes in Washington Park. Of course, she made it out of the ghetto, and I didn't, but that's okay. I won't hold that against her. But her son, Garrett Croney, he's an aspiring, and I think he'll be a future Hall of Fame sports announcer. And I invited them to come on the show today. And somebody will say, why? Because we all deserve our 15 minutes of recognition. And today I'm going to give Garrett Croney his 15 minutes of recognition. Now, I'm sure down the road he'll earn his 15 minutes of fame, but he's an aspiring Hall of Famer, a future Hall of Famer, a sportscaster, wants to go. He said he wanted to go right from college to ESPN, and I said I wanted to go right from college to the Playboy Mansion, but I don't know if it's going to happen that quick. But hey, Garrett, I met these good people at the Steelers game a few weeks back. We were at a tailgate party, and they're from Oakville. And I want to say hi to one of my loyalist listeners. I was told by Denise, Matt. So Matt, I tell you, I appreciate you listening. And your other two sons, Wyatt and Bennett, want to say hi to Wyatt and Bennett Croney. But Garrett, why the heck do you want to be a sports announcer?
I just know so much about the four major sports, and I would just love to do it for a career.
Hey, wait a minute, Garrett. Let me tell you one thing. You don't have to know nothing about nothing to be on the radio. Here, I'm a prime example. So, I mean, if you know a lot, you're going to be successful. Unlike me, who knows nothing about much. But why do you think, Garrett, you've got the radio bug in you?
I'm good with people, and I enjoy coming on the radio and doing stuff like this, and don't get nervous about it either.
Well, hey, that's better to me. I'm nervous that I'm going to get sued or killed, and I don't really care about the suing because we've got insurance. The killing, I don't know what's going on. Where do you go to school at, Garrett?
Kaskaskia College in Centralia, Illinois.
What are you majoring in?
Sports broadcasting.
Sports broadcasting, okay. Is that a 2-year degree or 4-year degree?
Well, right now I'm just taking my generals, but I plan on transferring up to SIU Edwardsville and taking some broadcasting classes up there.
Do they have a broadcast curriculum up there?
Yeah, it's a really good program, I've heard.
It's a 4-year program?
I'll end up going there for 2 years, I think.
You know, we've got people that work for the radio station, and I think a 2-year program in sports broadcasting or any kind of broadcasting, mass communications, I think 4 years may be a little bit too much. I think you can learn what you need to learn in 2. Now, to be a doctor, of course, you got to go more than 2, 4, 6, or 8. but to be a sports broadcaster or to work in radio, I think 2 years is really, really good. What do you want to tell all your friends, family, and everybody from the beautiful area of Oakville, Illinois?
I just want to say thank you all for listening to me today. It means a lot. Love you all, and thanks for all the support. I'd like to also give a special shout-out to my Grandma Mary, who also listens every day, and to all my aunts and uncles out there that told me on Facebook to give them a shout-out.
Well,
so here's their shout-out.
Hey, I know your grandma's a beautiful lady. Is she on medication? Why does she listen? Denise, why would is that your mother or your mother-in-law?
Mother-in-law.
Why would she? Well, I better not get you involved with mother-in-laws. But, hey, Grandma, thanks for listening. Turn up that hearing aid if you have one. But, Garrett, I want to thank you for stopping by. I sincerely wish you and everybody that wants to get into radio the best. It's not the easiest business to get into. It's not the easiest business to make money. But if that's where your heart's at, Garrett, that's where you need to be. So give me a play-by-play on a home run, will you? Hey, let's use, who's a ball player? Let's use one of the Kansas City Royals ball players. Who's up to bat?
Alex Gordon steps to the plate, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. The pitch from whoever. Swing and a long one. Center field. He ties it. Alex Gordon has tied the game in the bottom of the 9th inning to send the game to the 10th.
Hey, Jack Buck, you watch out, buddy, because we've got an up-and-coming professional. Garrett Crony, his lovely, beautiful mother, Denise, and also the father, Matt, and Wyatt, and Bennett, the brothers. Thank you guys very much for stopping in. Hope to see you again, and you're going to make it, Garrett. Thank you very much. Let's give Garrett a hand, guys. Come on. Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, son, you know what? You're a nice young gentleman, and I'm glad that we had the time to put you on the air because you deserve it. There's your 15 minutes of recognition. Now go out and do something great and get your 15 minutes of fame.
Oh, yeah.
Denise, thank you very much. Garrett, thank you guys for stopping by.
Yep, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. Hey, we're going to go to our quick housekeeping, and you got to stick around. There's so much crap going on. So much crap going on in East St. Louis. Hey, Ray Coleman, you complete dumb-ass idiot. You piece of political crap. You say that you're Barack Obama's right-hand man. Well, I've got a lady in here, so I won't say what I was going to say. I'll say it later. Let's take care of our housekeeping. I've got Mayor Carl Officers just stopped in. Roger Cook may be on his way. And Jim Hersey, a friend of ours who's just stopped by. The veterans will have a salute on November the 6th, 1 o'clock p.m. next Friday at the McCormick Center, 300 South 2nd Street in Belleville, honoring all the military veterans. It says, please join us, enjoy our salute. It's presented by the Notre Dame Academy students, and the radio station will be out there. AmVets, Post 51, Granite City. Meat shoot every Sunday until November the 22nd. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact the good people at 618-931-3706. East St. Louis Veterans Memorial, Post 2505. You heard the great people that were on yesterday. They're having their annual Veterans Day Dinner Benefit 2015, honoring their hometown business entrepreneurs. I like that word. I can barely pronounce it, but entrepreneurs, that sounds very professional. It'll be held at 3 o'clock p.m., Sunday, November the 8th. Tickets are $30. It'll be held at the Clyde C. Jordan Senior Citizen Center at 6755 State Street in East St. Louis. Any questions or concerns? 618-616-1720. Honoring our military, November the 11th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., the 4th annual Veterans Day celebration. All the Mighty Key Muffler shops, I believe, are putting this on. But if you're an active or inactive veteran, free oil changes, coffee, donuts, barbecue, soft drinks. And here's what I really like. It says, vets, bring your photos and stories for us all to share. That's at the Mighty Key. This is the Mighty Key in Arnold, Missouri. Any questions or concerns, you can contact 636-464-6700. The Millstadt American Legion Post 502 having their meat shoot this Sunday, November the 1st at TR's Place, located at 4901 Concordia Church Road in Belleville. It'll be held from noon to 5 p.m. Bring your own guns or use theirs. Said you guys are welcome. Not if there's guns around. I don't think I want to be around there. If you have any questions or concerns, you can contact Dennis at 618-476-7744. Digger, our good buddy in Mascoutah, has his open haunted yard, his Digger's open haunted yard in Mascoutah, located at 212 Fillmore Street. It's open every night until 10 p.m., and on weekends it's open later. Any questions or concerns, and it is free, but there will be a donation box for the Mascoutah Food Pantry. You can call Digger, that's Wayne Laquette, at 979-5639. Don't forget the 59th Annual Chicken and Beer Dance, sponsored by the Belleville Firefighters Association Local 53. A great band, the Old Salt Union. It'll be held at Fisher's, Saturday, November the 7th. Admission $20. All the chicken and beer you can eat and drink. Doors open at 6. Food starts at 7. Danny Krantz, our good buddy in Mascoutah. They're WortSmart, Sunday, November the 8th, from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Mascoutah Moose Lodge, 111 North 2nd Street in Mascoutah. And I just like to say Mascoutah. That's a name that I can pronounce, one of the few. All you can eat, pork steaks, sauerkraut, mashed potatoes, pork sausage, everything you want. $12 for adults, children 4 to 10, $6. Any questions or concerns, contact the good people at 618-566-4406. I'm not going to do on this date because it ain't worth a damn. I don't think. I haven't read it, so I don't care. Okay, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling. Please like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or our sister station, KZQZ 1430 AM. You can hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. and now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. I got to say, we're going to take a break. No, we won't take a break. Let's talk about East St. Louis. Ray Coleman. And then we want to get into Cahokia because I've got information that the federal authorities, and I know it's Thursday today, but believe me, put this in your pipe and smoke it if it's something you can smoke legally. The federal authorities are investigating Cahokia as we speak. Take that to the bank. Everything I've told you, everything I've predicted on anything has come about. The federal authorities, I know for a fact, you hear me? They're investigating the civil rights, the alleged civil rights violation that happened in Cahokia. But here's what I want to know. Cahokia, Curtis McCall Jr., the mayor, why haven't you told anybody that you've already been chastised? People, listen to me. The Illinois State Attorney General's office has already sent letters down chastising the village of Cahokia for their open meetings violation. Now, we're going to get a freedom of information, but I'm telling you, that is factual. You don't hear that from Curtis McCall. You don't hear that from the McCall team. There's so much crap going on in Cahokia. It's unbelievable, and stick around. After the break, we'll get to it. But I want to salute all the school teachers in School District 189, Local 1220. You guys have put a fight on, a valiant fight, but I've told you all, they're going to wait you out. Arthur Culver gets a $300,000 a year compensation package. He's going to have a good Thanksgiving. He's going to have a good Christmas, but you guys aren't, and I feel for you because you're fighting the fight. You're educating our most precious commodity, our children, and I want to salute you guys for standing tall. But now they tell me this jerk-off, Ray Coleman, he's supposed to be the governmental consultant expert from Washington Park. This idiot has called all the media out today. He's going to lead the charge. I think he's just mad because he wants to be the basketball coach in East St. Louis so bad again. They fired him for, I believe, incompetency and opening his big mouth when he should have kept it shut. But Ray Coleman has contacted all the media from 5 to 11, and it's alleged, and I think it hasn't been confirmed because I'm not out there, but he put a march on to Alonzo Greenwood's house, and Mrs. Greenwood come out, I think with the broom, going to smack the hell out of him, told him to get his black ass back to Washington Park. And so, Mrs. Greenwood, I want to not salute your husband for the not helping out with this strike, but I want to salute you for being one hell of a man and getting Greenwood. I'm getting Ray Coleman off your porch. But I ask you, Ray Coleman, you idiot, you can give me a call, 394-1190. Why in the hell are you getting involved in the East St. Louis situation when you're supposed to be the consultant in Washington Park? Don't you think you're going to piss off everybody? Piss off everybody that lives in Washington Park? Don't you think you're going to piss off everybody that's a School District 189 school teacher? If you represent Washington Park, keep your ass out in Washington Park. And the only reason, Ray Coleman, that you're out there today is because you want the airtime. And you can call me, Ray. You can be on the radio in a second. You've called channel 54211. You've staged that, Ray Coleman, so you can get the publicity. You don't give a damn less about the teachers. But I did hear that I smoked out Amika Ustinka Jackson Hicks, the mayor. You heard me 2 weeks ago. You heard me last week say, Mayor, where are you at trying to resolve this situation? They tell me finally, I guess after listening to me enough, she's out there, and I don't know what the hell she's doing out there, but she's out there. I don't know if she's on the picket line or she's going up to Greenwood's house and trying to have coffee. I don't know what that situation is, but Amika Ustinka Jackson Hicks. Do you notice, people, as soon as all the media starts floating around, here comes out the deadbeats, the political deadbeats. Here's Amika Ustinka Jackson Hicks. Here's Ray Coleman. And I got to get a nickname for Ray Coleman. I got a couple nicknames, but I don't want to be fined another $10,000. But I'm going to come up. Anybody that's got a good nickname for Ray Coleman, and see, he likes this because he likes the publicity. He thinks he's a big shot. Get your ass, like Mrs. Greenwood said, get your ass back to Washington Park, you stupid idiot jerk-off bastard. You're not doing anything but trying to get you a job. They tell me he's trying to solicit a job as a governmental consultant for the school district. They barely got the money to pay the good teachers. Oh, why should I say that? Washington Park barely has enough money to keep the city alive, to keep the lights on. And they're giving Ray Coleman in Washington Park, people, $70,000 a year as a consultant. He comes and goes where he wants. And now they tell me we're bidded up to $80,000. He comes and goes when he wants. $70,000 a year. He gets reimbursed for meetings, for lunches, for mileage, and the poor people in Washington Park are starving. It's unbelievable. Mayor, what the hell is going on in your great city of East St. Louis?
I really wish I knew. I think the most devastating thing that I've seen, every day I go home and I see these young men and young women in my neighborhood and throughout the city. For 4 weeks, they haven't gotten any education. They haven't had any opportunity to further enhance their minds and their goals and their futures. And it seems to me that the elected officials, I thought about this morning when I was getting dressed, how sad it is that none of the elected officials in East St. Louis, from the state representatives to the county board members to the members of the city council to the school board members, have publicly come out and tried to do anything to resolve a 4-week, 1-month-old strike by the teachers. And then on top of that, you add, as I told you yesterday, Bob, they laid off 8 police officers in the city of East St. Louis. And this is probably the most egregious part of this. Now they're taking the school resource officers and pulling them out this morning. And I'm getting all these calls. I got the same call you got about the picket in front of Mr. Greenwood's house. And I think I agree with you that that's the wrong place.
Yeah, that is the wrong place.
That's the wrong place to picket. They need to be at Mr. Culver's house because Mr. Greenwood and the school board members don't have anything to say about what goes on in East St. Louis District 189 anymore. It's all controlled out of Springfield. I sat there on the board. When I was a board member, I listened to the state superintendent come down and say, either you hire Culver or we're removing all you guys from the city, from the board of education. And you know, curiously, this is probably the craziest thing that Roger Cook and I are fighting against with the Freedom Coalition, and that is the fact that they filed that 3 years ago in St. Clair County to remove the school board members of District 189. I was on that board. Not once did we ever get called to court. Not once have we had a hearing because the chairman of the Democratic Party was not about to remove 6 Democrat precinct committeemen prior to an election,
right,
who delivered the vote for them every time in and time out. And this is the ludicrous part about this. Why is it that this would never happen in Belleville, in O'Fallon, in Muscuda, as you like to call it, or in Millstown, or any place else, only in East St. Louis? And this is the crazy part about it. You've got men and women of integrity and who are paying their taxes, good, honest citizens. They're being abused, and their tax dollars being abused by, I thought about this last part. You ever heard that phrase, monkey see, monkey do? Well, I'm going to tell you how the monkey gets in here. The monkeys at the zoo in East St. Louis are watching the monkeys at the zoo in Belleville, okay? And they see them abusing the tax dollars. They see them abusing the people of St. Clair County. And they say, you know what? We can't be outdone by those monkeys in Belleville, so we got to abuse our people even more. Monkey see, monkey do.
I like that, because you watch these monkeys and you can see them, they're always picking off fleas. But those aren't political monkeys. The real monkeys at the zoo are picking off fleas. The monkeys in politics are picking our wallets.
The real monkeys in the zoo are entertaining.
And let's apologize to those monkeys. Yeah,
the real monkeys in government are disgusting and disgraceful and are doing more harm to the community and to the future of our people.
You must have met you said disgusting and despicable. You must have met my ex-wife.
No comment.
Hey, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with Carl. Hopefully Roger will be here. We want to talk a little bit more about East St. Louis, but we want to get down to Cahokia, where there is a federal, I'm telling you people, there is a federal and state investigation going on, and it's been going on for quite some time. And I want to tell you, and we're going to come down to Cahokia, you idiot, you jerk off, Curtis McCall Jr., you piece of political crap. And we're going to get an FOI, because I know for a fact you've been chastised by the Illinois State Attorney General's office for some of the violations of the Open Meeting Act, and we'll get to that right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, your guardian of the First Amendment, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, sometimes, well, never mind, all the time. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. You hear me say simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Don't be as dumb as me and my idiot friends. I told you I had a friend say day before yesterday, it's a little crackly on 1190, Bob, KQQZ. And I told the idiot, I said, we have it down low power while we're enhancing the signal. We either had to shut it off or put it low power because we don't want to see somebody get electrocuted or burned up. Now, I've been told that it should be all done by 5 o'clock tonight, and 1190 will be booming. But in case it's not, just flip the dial to 1430. We've got 1430 is a 50,000 watt flamethrower. I know people, if they want to listen to my show, I know they can't hear the Cool Killer Classic Country. But we're going to be back on the air bigger and better than ever here, hopefully today. And again, I want to thank everybody for putting up with the inconvenience. But again, it's like whenever you go through one lane in 3 lanes of traffic, 2 lanes are blocked, putting new asphalt, everybody's cussing because you go down to 1 lane. But when it's all finished and you're speeding on those 3 new asphalted lanes, you say, hey, it was worth it. And the wait will be definitely worth the increase in the enhancement on KQQZ 1190 AM. So, again, thank you. Thank you very much for the patience. Mayor Officer Roger Cook just walked in. They're both co-chairs of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Hey, let's stay real quick in East St. Louis. I hope, Mayor Officer, and you've been on the school board, the teachers, they deserve a good salary. I don't know what they're asking for, but there's always some kind of compromise. But I will always take the side of the teachers over the political arm of any organization. But I think you and Roger, co-chairs of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, if there's anything you guys could do, and I don't know what it is, but if it gets much worse, would you guys be willing to step in and do what you could do to help negotiate whatever needs to be negotiated?
Well, first, let me just simply say I owe an apology to Ms. Pam Daggs. Not her personally, but she called me when I left here yesterday, told me about the city treasurer's office in East St. Louis. Remember I mentioned to you, they got volunteers in the office. They don't have, the police officer told me the wrong information, the police union. I think that the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition supports good quality public education, period. The problem is Roger and I could not get involved other than, as I said yesterday on the air, writing this letter, have written this letter for the Cahokia situation with my good friend Jerry Nichols down there yesterday, because that was just absolutely ludicrous. Roger, being the former mayor, can speak to it also. But here's the deal. In East St. Louis, the board members, every one of them are Democrat precinct committeemen. Do you realize that?
Yeah, yes, I do.
The whole deal, under the leadership of the present Democrat chairman, he would not support any citizen in East St. Louis running for any office unless you were a Democrat precinct committee. You couldn't be on the park board, the city council, the school board, the township, nothing unless you were a Democrat precinct committee. I don't know how crazy that could be, but that's kind of the control he wanted. And so therefore, for the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition to write a letter to him would be a waste of ink and paper. I do think, though, that we will get some recourse from the governor of the state of Illinois. I do know the Illinois State Board of Education is looking into the practices of this, but there again, it comes down to local control. You have 849 school districts in the state of Illinois. I don't believe that you are wrong at all on this, Bob. This board is intent on holding out and punishing the teachers, not negotiating, but punishing. There's a difference between good, open, honest, sincere negotiation and retribution. This board is intent on retribution to these teachers, which is unfair. They've got the most difficult job in the city of East St. Louis, even more so than the police officers, because they're inside of classrooms with children, up to 30-some children a day. They're unarmed, and they have to deal with a whole host of mental issues, social issues, economic issues, and they're trying their best to teach the children. 6,000 children are being deprived every single day of not only quality education, but the necessary food that they get for breakfast in the morning, they get for lunch, and that sham that they tried to put on by saying, we're going to make sure that we feed them the first week or two. That was nothing but a sham and a flim-flam. This district didn't save any money. They didn't really feed, I bet they didn't feed 500 kids.
You know, let's get off into Cahokia, but before I do, here's a little side note. Here's this Ray Coleman. He's a governmental affairs consultant. He made that title up. I don't know what the hell it means, in Washington Park. Now, here, Mayor, and I don't want to get you in this fight, but I'm just thinking out loud. Here's the mayor of Washington Park, supposed to be a strong Democrat, supposed to be with Alonzo Greenwood, supposed to be aligned with Charlie Powell, but she's got her representative, Ray Coleman, out there harassing Mr. and Mrs. Greenwood at their house. Not that maybe they don't deserve to be harassed, because these teachers need a contract. But why would you, Mayor Ann Rogers in Washington Park, and I think she's a lovely lady, Why the hell would she tolerate that? Because it's like she's fighting her own political family.
I don't think that Mrs. Mayor Rogers even knows what Ray Coleman is doing.
Okay, that's fair.
90% of the time. I think, fortunately, for her, that's probably her only defense. Unfortunately, she needs to know if she's paying someone, if the village of Washington is paying someone that much money. Ray has been a friend of mine. I've known him all his life.
Well, he's not a friend of mine. Let's make that perfectly clear.
In this situation, you ask the question, and I don't mind stepping off in it. You call it governmental affairs officer. I call it a hustle.
I call it a big hustle.
It's a hustle. It's not, we're not talking a professional situation where they're providing reports and this, that, and that. Ray is my friend. But every politician, everybody in East St. Louis knows what's going on. This is a hustle. You're right. Yeah, Ray would love to be the basketball coach in East St. Louis. Ray would love to get a hustle with the city of East St. Louis for $100,000 as a consultant.
And we stop that.
At the end of the day, Ray, that's your nickname, end of the day, Ray.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Ray, it's a hustle.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, if you keep acting like you're acting, I just say maybe you'll be coaching the Menard State basketball team, if you know what I mean. And I think you do, Ray Coleman.
No, President Obama would not allow that after all.
Yeah,
Ray President Obama elected and reelected.
He tells everybody that he's Obama's right-hand man.
Yeah,
I don't know what he does with that right hand for Obama, but I can imagine what he does with it. We call it stroking. And
Michelle would be disappointed.
Yeah. But, hey, Ray Coleman, get out of the East St. Louis business. Get back into Washington Park. And please, that's $70,000 a year in that impoverished town. What a travesty. What a travesty. You're supposed to be a decent man, Ray Coleman. I know you're not. I know what the hell you're made of, and it's all crap. I'd say dog crap, but I'd have to apologize to the dog crap. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. We got Roger Cook just come in, and we'll be talking about Cahokia right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. We've got a conversation going on about the school district. I'm going to get to Cahokia politics, the egregious crap that the McCall team, which is really the McCall family, that's all they take care of, their McCall family. But Roger Cook just come in, and he wanted to say something about the school district. Go ahead, Roger.
Hey, Bob, it kind of brings back memories to me as a young man at 5 years old in 1961. My dad left, and my mom, you know how close and how what she did for us kids, everything,
right.
But she couldn't do it alone. We had neighbors that helped neighbors, and grew up my whole life relying on teachers and coaches. Basically, the coaches were my father figure. And if it wasn't for them, who knows where I'd have been. I could have been on the street as easy as I was in college. Didn't have confidence. I thought I wasn't as good as anybody because everybody else had a dad.
Right.
And you know how that feels.
It feels, right.
And if it wasn't for teachers helping me through my young days, Coach Stein at Pontiac Junior High, Coach Wren in football at East, Coach Patton in baseball, Urban Baum in wrestling. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be here today. I could be in prison. I could have been a street kid. And the teachers are so important, especially to kids without a father, a single-parent family, and that's what my concern is. I don't know anything about, in Belleville, District 201, 118, I worked with them as a detective in juvenile, supported them, worked with the kids that had trouble, tried to help them, lift them up, share my experiences. You got to get on a straight path. And the teachers were as important as anything in my life, bringing me up. So I just want to mention how valuable, and you got to get these kids back to school, and I urge the teachers to work with them and help them, and they need your help.
Hey, what a great testimonial, Roger. I could hear it in your voice, very sincere, and what a great testimonial, and they're right. These teachers do more than teach. They help guide our children in their formative years, so let's get behind the teachers. Let's try. Hey, you school district son of a bitches, you're eating good. We expect our teachers to eat good, their families to eat good. You are. Let's let them do the same. Hey, let's get out to Cahokia. I see in the paper, and our good friend Jerry the Lone Wolf Nichols out of Cahokia gets pulled out of the meeting, and you guys are both ex-mayors. He gets pulled out of a meeting because he's asking this idiot, Curtis McCall Jr., where the hell's the money going to come when we're to pay these new employees? And Curtis McCall Jr. invokes, we can't discuss personnel matters in public. That's not personnel matters, you idiot, you no-count son of a bitch. And let me tell you before you guys start talking, I know this. Write this down on this date. It's Thursday. I don't know what the day, what the number is. What is it? Thursday what?
The 28th.
The 28th, 29.
See, I don't know. I've been around you so long now, I don't even know what day it is.
Thursday the 29th. Write this down. The federal authorities, take this to the bank. They're investigating this alleged civil rights violation, but Curtis McCall Jr. hasn't told you that Lisa Madigan, the Illinois State Attorney General, has sent letters, reprimand letters down, sent investigative letters down about how they're handling business in Cahokia. See, that's going to come about here real quick. That's going to come about real quick. But when they take Jerry Nichols, ex-mayor officer and ex-mayor Cook, when a mayor has a guy removed, physically removed, grabbed by two police officers, and they were just doing their job because the mayor doesn't like what he's saying, to have him grabbed. And if you get the Belleville paper, don't buy it. Get it out of the trash. Here's this complete idiot, Bob Sprague. He's looking down. What a piece of crap he is. This guy's Jerry Nichols getting pulled out of his chair, and Sprague acts like there's nothing going on. But this son of a bitch, when they tried to reach God Sprague, who's the attorney, who should have said what's legal and not, he has nothing to say, but he'll take those $200,000-$300,000 a year out of the poor people of Cahokia's pocketbooks, and he'll take that. He's got a response. He'll have a response if he doesn't get paid his big money. But guys, what the hell is going on? Not just in Cahokia, in this county of St. Clair. And I just hope in 2016 that people wise up. I don't give a damn if you vote for whoever, but get off your asses, because if not, you're going to get the same crap you've been getting for 50 years here in St. Clair County. Roger Cook, what's your take?
Bob, as a former mayor, I know that, I'm a sworn elected official, and then we have the council. Down there, they have the trustees or sworn elected officials. I'm not allowed to interfere in their business and what they do for their people. And I believe that I would be in big trouble if I disagreed or wouldn't communicate with a council member or a trustee during the city council meeting. And because I didn't like what he asked me and didn't want to answer it, I had a police officer remove him. I think I would be in big trouble. I think I would have committed a crime, and I think I would have been prosecuted. Let me say this about Jerry Nichols. Carl and I and the Freedom Coalition have worked hard to build relationships throughout this county with people that are fed up with what's going on. This is typical. And what we need to do is people like Jerry Nichols, a true patriot that has stuck his neck out for his people. He stands up. You call him the lone wolf. This is one of the greatest men that I've had a joy to meet as a member and co-chair of this Freedom Coalition the last 11 months. We will continue to support and fight for this and expose this fraud, this corruption, and it just fires me up more. How about you, Carl?
Well, there's no question. Yesterday, they were teasing me, say I got a little animated. But Jim Morrissey is here. He sat on the city council in O'Fallon. He knows that if he asked Mayor Graham a question when he was sitting on the council in O'Fallon, just as you said about in Belleville, and in East St. Louis, there's no difference. The mayor has his or her responsibility. You have to answer when an elected official questions you. You may not have the answer, but you do not have the right to have a police officer take an elected official out of the meeting just because they're asking a question. They're not being disruptive. And what Jerry said yesterday here, and I believe him, I've known him for a number of months now, and I've come to trust him and believe in his word, when he says that they had him physically removed, put into a room in the police department, they didn't charge him, but they had him removed. That's a violation of his civil rights, in my opinion. And I do think at the end of the day, what Bob has said this morning, when I heard him say yesterday, this Freedom Coalition, this is one of the reasons we have the Freedom Coalition. These people try to dictate in every way, shape, or form. If you're not at the head of the Freedom Coalition, when I said earlier today about monkey do, monkey see, monkey do, and I don't want to be disrespectful to the monkeys, but this culture of corruption goes beyond Belleville. It has tentacles in Cahokia, it has tentacles in East St. Louis, and in Washington Park, and throughout. The only way we're going to rid ourselves of this culture of corruption is that good men and women throughout St. Clair County have got to unite behind the Freedom Coalition.
You know what, Mayors? I agree with both of you. And in the paper here, and you said that you didn't see it, all you got to do is get on YouTube, iTunes. It's all over Channel 4, 5, and 2 about them dragging Jerry Nichols out of the City Hall meeting. But it says in the paper, here's this idiot McCall. As mayor and the presiding officer, I have the authority to ensure the public respect. Are you nuts? You have no right. You have no right. You've shown no respect to anybody in Cahokia after you screwed the good people of Cahokia. You know, Mayor McCall, a prostitute deserves no respect, and neither do you, you phony, dumbass bastard. Well, I guess I have to apologize to the whores of the world. They're not as rotten and scummy as you are, Curtis McCall Jr. And Curtis McCall Jr., you'll talk to the newspaper. Why won't you talk to me? And here you got God Sprague said that the village board's attorney, Belleville lawyer Bob Sprague, sat at the table with board members but did not intervene. Isn't he supposed to give legal advice? He's going to get you rotten bastards sued there in Cahokia, and I mean you rotten bastards, your Curtis McCall team. And then Sprague could not immediately be reached for comment. This no-count son of a bitch. And let me give a side note. His roly-poly, fat-ass old lady, Patty Sprague, is running for auditor. I tell everybody in St. Clair County, Democrat, Republicans, men, women, black and white, that have been screwed by Bob Sprague, this no-good bastard will not run for office because he knows he'll get thrown out. He ran in 1972 for judge and lost. He lost his party nomination. That's how bad of a candidate this son of a bitch is. So I'm advising everyone that's been screwed, blued, and tattooed by God Sprague, vote against his wife, roly-poly Patty Sprague. She's the auditor, the very qualified auditor with the GED. I don't believe the lady can spell GED. God Sprague, you don't like it? Come and get me, you stupid son of a bitch. Carl and Roger, I'm so pissed, I'm going to give you guys the last word.
Well, I don't know how to come back behind that one except to simply say that the members of the Freedom Coalition ask that you vote the person, not the party. Last night I watched a Republican debate. I've watched the Democratic debate. I don't believe anybody that I've seen on these stages in the last several months doesn't honestly care about America. I don't believe anybody I know in government in St. Clair County, I think they care about the county. The difference is some of these men and women that we have elected care more about themselves than they do about the people. I don't think anybody maliciously hates the county. I think that they love the money, they love the power, they love the authority, and they love putting their foot on the neck of the good, honest, hardworking people like Jerry Nichols. If you don't do what they say, they come out to crush you. That's not the way government was intended. That's not what we, Roger Cook and I, and all the members of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition are about. You can disagree with us, but we're not going to go out and try to destroy you and your family. We're not going to try to hurt you and your children. That's the way these guys play. We want to operate, and we will operate with a different set of rules, and we will put candidates up who will be honest and decent and fair.
Roger, last word.
All I want to say is to the listeners, all the people that have been loyal the last 11 months, we've worked hard. I'm very excited. This is exciting news that we have put together a slate of candidates that can win. All we need is your help. They're all quality people that are independent. We're running as Republicans on the Republican ticket. Get out, support them, do what you can, and we're gonna break up this culture of corruption, this one-party rule in St. Clair County.
Sounds good to me. People, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, get on the train. The train is moving. It's a soul train because we're inviting all the good people of East St. Louis, all the good people of Cahokia. And they say, if you're black, you can't be a Republican. Who the hell says that? You know who says it? These rotten bastard Democrats. The proud black community. Quit voting the party that keeps you in poverty. Quit voting the Democratic Party who puts their foot on you except Election Day, and they'll let you up Election Day so you can give them their vote. Remember, you have to vote the person, not the party. Don't vote a color. Don't vote a color. There's no black and white in America. It's red, white, and blue. Vote the person you think's best qualified. Get away from the Democratic culture of corruption. Get away from the stronghold that they've got around your necks, people, because you deserve more. And with good representation throughout St. Clair County, you and your family will get more. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow. We'll continue our fight against the corruption, not just in St. Clair County, on both sides of the river. We're getting to Missouri next week with all the crime. Mayor Slay, you little piece of crap, you little political piece of crap, you need to be gone, you rotten bastard. You say to the churches that the number one priority is getting whoever's burning the doors of these churches. Then you must have lied to the people. I thought the number one priority was getting rid of the violence. You no-count piece of political crap. We're going to head that direction. We're going to go north. We're going to go south. We're going to go wherever we need to go to expose these rotten, no-good, no-count, political, parasitical, perverted punks that we call politicians. And we can continue to unite day in and day out. More people are uniting. We're coming together so we can continue to expose, to drag, and come November of 2016, destroy these no-count bastards. Get back to a decent way of life, an American way of life. Destroy these rotten bastards, politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American Station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio. KQQZ, St. Louis.